listen, I beat him, and I'm going to beat him again on Saturday night for sure.
It's just big, you know. I finally get the right or wrong, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, he's a killer, and I'm looking forward to see the best Conor McGregor come July 11, and hopefully I get a SportsCenter #1 spot up there.
I had to be very proper in my preparation. You know, I couldn't take that for granted. You're switching a completely different stylistic opponent. So, you know, I put the work in, and the time has worked. I'm happy and thankful for how it has worked out.
Fight week has officially arrived, and the notorious Irishman is soaking up every ounce of the limelight. Bringing back his trademark bravado, he is firing direct shots at his doubters, swearing that absolutely dismantling Max Holloway will crush all the skepticism about his return and launch an entirely fresh era in his legendary run.
You know, nothing better than proving people wrong. People are entitled to their opinion. Some are valid. You know, there's some questions. Time out, injury, lifestyle, yada, yada, yada. I know, and your boy knows there. Fair play to him. And there you go. Let's go. We're going to go in Saturday night and shut them all up again. You know, the business is on the rise. The money is coming in. So get into this game, baby. We're rocking and rolling. The Mac is back.
Even with the relentless speculation regarding the Irishman's true form, his Hawaiian rival is refusing to take the bait. Blessed feels the public is severely underestimating what a fully driven former champ can do, choosing to train for the most lethal iteration of the double champ instead of banking on a quick payday.
I mean, that's crazy talk, right? A lot of people, a lot of fans is counting Conor out, which is crazy. I mean, a lot of people count Justin Gaethje out. I mean, this is different. This is different situations, right? But this guy has unlimited money. You know what I mean? He has a lot of connections. He's coming back from a crazy injury. He supposedly found God. His kid's gonna be here at the fights. I saw Tim Grover in a picture with him. I don't know if that's the coach now, but he's doing all the right things. You know what I mean? So I'm getting ready for the most dangerous Conor McGregor we ever saw, and nobody's telling me otherwise. Because once you start overlooking people, things don't go too well for you.
That admiration is definitely mutual. Acknowledging his foe as one of the most formidable hurdles in the sport, the Dublin native highlights the Hawaiian's longevity, iron chin, and legendary octagon tenure as undeniable evidence that this clash will require absolute perfection. Concurrently, he utterly dismisses any notion that his own fighting spirit has dwindled. By actively seeking out a collision with one of the roster's most violently active contenders, he insists his competitive appetite is more ravenous than ever before.
Conor, many say you that no longer have the fire or the hunger you had before. What do you say to those things you are done?
You know, if I didn't have the fire or the hunger, yet I'm up against one of the most active bodies in the fight game, in Max Holloway. You know, I just think it's silly to say this. You know, the challenge is colossal. It is a colossal challenge ahead of me that I am entering with supreme confidence. It's magnificent. The fire is in my belly roaring and is about to be released on Saturday night.
Peering through his own lens, the former featherweight king clarifies that this impending battle carries weight far beyond a standard notch in the win column. He frames this highly anticipated rematch as a chance to finally close the loop on a lingering storyline from their initial encounter years ago, stressing that he desperately wants to stand across from the most terrifying version of his rival when the cage doors lock.
Like I said, I think it shouldn't affect him. I think that I could come back from a 5-8. You give me his bank account, all his connections, brother, I'll be back in 10 years. That's what I'll do, you know? Like, everybody bringing that excuse up. Yeah, the only thing that he misses, maybe the walk, the arena, the feel, right? But we stood stone cold killers in there, bro. He still was one of the best fighters in the world at one point. So I'm looking forward to the best Conor McGregor.
Doubling down on that sentiment, the Hawaiian native intends to completely shatter his opponent's renewed self-belief by outclassing the striking specialist on the feet. He is even floating the concept of a trilogy bout down the line, operating under the assumption that a single rematch might not be sufficient to permanently bury their historic animosity.
I'm gonna go in there and put pause on him. You know, I'm gonna make him wish that he didn't come back. Actually, no, I'm not gonna make him wish that. I'm gonna make him think that he can do it one more time so we can rematch at the end of the year.
Tossing extra gasoline onto the flames, The BMF title holder emphasizes that his opponent purposely bypassed easier options to select the most grueling puzzle available. He guarantees that all the endless months of sparring and lengthy hiatuses will instantly evaporate the second the referee steps back, vowing to forcefully jog the Irishman's memory regarding who truly dictates the striking exchanges.
I mean, like he said, he got to recover. He got recovery. You know, a lot of us go into these fights fighting all the time, banged up most of the time, and then we get little recovery, and then we got to turn back around, you know. So at the end of the day, I can see where he's coming from. The bad part for him is he's fighting me. He got to see me from the octagon, you know. There's a lot of guys that he could have chose. He chose the wrong one.
Shifting focus to his personal evolution, the returning superstar is examining his winding trajectory without getting stuck in the rearview mirror. Sweeping aside any lingering regrets over past missteps, he maintains that every single stumble provided crucial wisdom, ultimately forging both the resilient athlete and the evolved man standing before the cameras today.
Do you have doubts, or do you have regrets, about like anything that's happened in your career, or anything that you've done along the way?
You know, I'm thankful for the lessons I've learned. And my job is to honor the position God has put me in and do not disrespect it. And that's where I'm at. I'm thankful for the lessons I have learned. And on I go.
Across the divide, his Hawaiian counterpart radiates an identical level of readiness and supreme confidence. He is openly declaring that competing at the 170-pound limit has unlocked a physical prime he never knew existed. By completely eliminating the agonizing depletion of a brutal weight drain, he can now channel all his energy directly into inflicting damage rather than battling the scale.
I mean, 45, you can't even compare it, right? 55, I always talked about how it's been great, been better, it's been awesome. 170, oh my gosh. It's just performance up here, so.
The heavier class has seemingly upgraded every single attribute in his arsenal. Boasting about massive leaps in pure horsepower, gas tank longevity, and footwork, he is heavily attributing this physical transformation to his gritty preparation alongside rising contender Jack Della Maddalena, a partnership that perfectly primed him for the heavier impact of the division.
Guys move up in weight. People start talking about, does the power translate? Does the chin translate? As you're the bigger guy up there now at 170, do you feel like it makes you a stronger guy? Does it make you a slower guy? What does the changes do to your performance?
I feel good. Strength, cardio, movement, everything that you said. I feel great. I know you guys have been following me on media and seeing what I've been doing. We bring in the former 170 champion Jack Della. Had great looks, had great training. We was only supposed to train together for a week. We loved it so much. He ended up staying for a second week, and I think so. Bringing him in was huge. You know, it was good fun, and we'll get to find out Saturday night.
The returning icon, predictably, is utterly scoffing at those training camp updates, brushing off the Australian prospect's influence as completely irrelevant. He claims both men are blissfully ignorant of the sheer violence heading their way. In his mind, there is absolutely no sparring partner on earth who can genuinely simulate the devastating timing, unique angles, and concussive force he plans to unleash under the bright lights.
What are your thoughts on him choosing JDM as a training partner to emulate you?
That's not going to cut it. Not bad choice. Why not? I seen the little Pitty Pat Mickey Mouse Club training. It looks like a teen amateur fucking. It's not on the level. It's not going to cut it for the ferocity that will be before him in the octagon, as well as the array of weaponry. So there you go. Both can get it.
Pivoting back to their original encounter, the polarizing superstar fiercely disputes his rival's recollection of how those 3 rounds played out, remaining adamant that his victory was a foregone conclusion from the opening bell. He is quick to jog the collective memory of the MMA community that he completely dominated that bout on a severely compromised leg, guaranteeing this fully healthy sequel will yield an identical, if not more brutal conclusion.
I put my big paws in. I put my big Irish paws in his face. I sunned the boy, and you know I faced a devastating injury. You know, a career-ending injury happened to me in that bout that changed my entire approach to fighting. With the ACL tear and the meniscus tear, it was the first time I'd ever experienced something like that. So, you know, listen, I beat him, and I'm going to beat him again on Saturday night for sure.
Stepping outside the realm of sheer combat, the global superstar is getting surprisingly candid regarding his monumental maturity over the past few trips around the sun. He attributes his newfound spiritual grounding to the natural ebb and flow of a chaotic public life. noting that weathering those storms has instilled an unbreakable sense of mission and a far deeper level of internal structure.
You gotta do deep internal work. It's not just like, it's many moments even, if you will. It's not just one, it's a whole sequence of events and almost divine coincidences that just cannot be anything but the higher power. And I connected to it. I am not my body. I am not my feelings. I am not my thoughts. I am my soul. And my soul is connected to the highest power.
That intense mental regimentation has bled directly into his daily gym routines. Unveiling a monk-like approach to his current fight preparation, he admitted to practicing complete abstinence throughout the grueling weeks of camp, completely convinced that preserving that primal energy and maintaining absolute tunnel vision will translate into a lethal edge when the first bell rings.
I've practiced abstaining also in this camp. It's the first time I've ever done it from any type of physical touch, if you will. And that's been intense. I'm excited to see what it brings on Saturday night. We're going to have a good night Saturday, all across the board.
Corroborating this immense shift in mindset, his longtime cornerman observes a fiery resurgence reminiscent of the hungry contender who initially took the sport by storm, pointing out that this specific strategic preparation actually commenced months ago. The head trainer notes his star pupil is violently attacking every single drill with a terrifying singular obsession.
Well, certainly when he moved into the gym.
Like literally moved in?
He literally moved in. I had a storage room, and he asked, could he put a bed in it? And I was like, sure.
Sleeping there?
Yeah.
He has probably a mansion.
He does.
And how long ago was this?
Christmas.
Wow. Because when I hear him say moved in, I just sort of chalk.
To further illustrate that borderline fanaticism, his head coach disclosed that the superstar frequently crashes overnight on the actual gym mats to completely sever ties with outside noise and remain submerged in the martial arts lifestyle. This extreme willingness to trade luxury for sweat-soaked canvas highlights exactly how monumental this comeback campaign is to the former dual-weight ruler.
Yeah, so a couple of nights of the week he was sleeping there, especially on sparring days, because well, for him it's early, 11 a.m. So he can get up at 10:45. No, actually he's getting up earlier than that because, like I said, we're trying to make sure we did everything right for the last 6 months.
Why does he have to live there?
It was a certain mindset, you know, a certain mindset that comes with that. You're in that environment from 6 a.m. The gym is loud and busy. So yeah, I just thought he was, you know, a bit of a Rocky 3 moment, you know.
Okay.
Go back, get the eye of the tiger.
Is that a thing where he says, I want to do it, what do you think? Or is he just saying, I'm doing this?
Yeah, a bit of both. Like, you know, he'd obviously ask permission. It's my gym, but I thought it was a great idea, so I said.
Glancing toward the horizon, the famed Irish coach is firmly convinced that the 170-pound threshold is now the ideal physical landscape for his fighter. Without the agonizing depletion required to make the lightweight limit, he observes a vastly more powerful, mentally vibrant, and exceptionally fluid athlete who is finally operating within his optimal biological parameters.
You know, it's kind of funny, his last 3 fights, he had the 170 fight with Cowboy. Absolute destruction, you know, looked incredible. Then he tried cutting again for 2 fights in a row. And I just think he had mentally and physically had gone to 170. And I don't think 55 was in him anymore. Not to make any excuses, but I just think 170 suits him a lot better. And he has more experience there. He's hit, I'm not sure if Cowboy hit him too many times,
No.
but he has felt that. Max hasn't. Yes, he's kind of gone up to that weight class. Obviously he's sparring, what's his name, Jack
Della, yeah.
JDM. And but there's sparring and there's fighting, so yeah, that'll be different for him.
Hammering that narrative home, the gym owner swears this current wave of bravado is entirely fueled by sweat equity rather than empty promotional chatter, labeling the preceding half year as the most grueling and meticulously structured block of training they have ever orchestrated. He promises the world will visually witness this unprecedented evolutionary leap the moment the referee gives the signal.
True confidence is only born through hard work, and he really has done it the right way the last 6 months, and that's why you're going to see him and us all enjoying this week and being very you know, calm, like I said, and looking forward to Saturday night. And it will be spectacular and it will be great because I know how he's trained. I would say this last 6 months training and how he's approached it might be the hardest and most dedicated 6 months he's done since I've known him. I don't say that lightly.
Wow. Even Aldo, you know, all
just
those...
that the way he has been the last 6 months has been different.
Okay.
It really has. And y'all can say what you like, but they'll see. I believe you will see the result of that work.
Shifting into the analytical realm, a legendary former middleweight contender theorizes that the Irishman's optimal roadmap to a spectacular triumph hinges on a devastating rapid conclusion, warning that engaging in a drawn-out cardiovascular war of attrition against such a volume-heavy machine is incredibly perilous following a massive hiatus. He pinpoints a swift concussive blow as the ultimate key to victory.
I can't see a way for Conor to get the jump on Max. I'm trying to make one. I can tell you a whole lot of things that he can't do. I can tell you a whole bunch of things that Conor cannot do. But I'm trying to find the one thing that he can. I mean, I would tell you as clearly as I know how to stake a reputation. He cannot win a decision. I'm not telling you that he won't. It's very different words. I'm not saying to you Conor McGregor won't win if it goes to a decision. I'm telling you he can't. It's very different. I'm telling you he can't submit Max. I'm telling you he can't round and pound for positional scorecard victory of rounds, Max.
The renowned pundit also anticipates that the Hawaiian volume striker will inevitably attempt to orchestrate one of his signature, overwhelming barrages as the championship rounds approach. Nevertheless, he theorizes that the returning superstar's massive reservoir of main event savvy and exceptional fight intelligence will allow him to accurately read the chaotic onslaught and potentially detonate a counter-strike during the blitz.
Draw the line. What's that thing that Max does where he points down? And Max is known to do that in the last 30 seconds of a fight, last 30 seconds of the last round of a fight. This fight's not going to see the last 30 seconds of any round aside from potentially the first. No chance. No chance. For a magnitude of reasons. But Conor would be seduced by that. Conor would have a response for that. And Conor's smarter than everybody else. So are your only two options that you either oblige or you don't? No, but that's how we see it. He's a smarter, more calculated entertainer.
Throwing his own tactical read into the mix, the reigning bantamweight kingpin envisions the southpaw sniper immediately reverting to his trademark, bouncing traditional martial arts base instead of leaning on grappling. He predicts a calculated game of inches, where the Irishman attempts to lure out a specific striking combination to land a lethal counter, strictly believing those initial 5 to 10 minutes are his golden window of opportunity.
His game plan is to go in there and wrestle. And that's my opinion. You know what I mean? Will he go for one little maybe takedown just to kind of keep him guessing? Maybe, but I don't think so. I think he's a little not worried about gassing out, but that's in the back of your mind when you're going to these 5-round fights. He's been out for 5 years. Am I going to go out there and try to wrestle the most tiring goddamn thing in the sport? Probably not. He's going to go out there. This is what Conor McGregor does best. He comes out there. He's going to come out in his karate stance where he had the most success in his UFC career. He's not going to come out there and try to box like he did against Dustin Poirier, get his calf kicked. No way. He's going to come out there like Conor does. He's going to come out there with his confidence. That's where he's most dangerous. He comes out there long and confident. He's going to throw his little teep kicks. He might even throw a couple wheel kicks. The most dangerous thing about Conor McGregor is his confidence. He's going to back you down. And he's going to try to pull out Max Holloway's right hand.
In spite of mapping out that potential path to a viral knockout, the colorful champion is ultimately placing his chips on the Hawaiian side of the equation. Acknowledging his personal desire to see the sport's biggest draw succeed, he simply feels the combination of extreme cage absence and extra bulk will eventually backfire, giving way to an inescapable avalanche of high-octane pressure and relentless combinations.
Conor needs, I feel like if Conor wins, it's going to be a magical moment. It needs to be the universe, the stars aligning, and Conor lands that fucking left hand that is so powerful. Conor, I don't know, I hate to say it. My heart's telling me Conor McGregor, my mind's telling me Max Holloway goes in there, maybe gets cracked early, but at 170, I don't know if he's going to be able to get put away. Conor's going to land those big shots. Conor's going to land that left hand. He's going to land a left hand. Does it? Max.
Injecting another dimension into the overarching debate, one of the greatest flyweights to ever lace up the gloves suggests the true enemy isn't necessarily the man standing across the cage, but the invisible specter of inactivity. He details how jarring it is to reacclimate to the chaotic speed of real-time combat, particularly for an athlete who relies entirely on millimeter-perfect timing rather than raw, sprawling brawls.
When you look at one of the things that Max Holloway does is Max Holloway is always getting better. He's trying to understand what he does best, which is his boxing. He's very good about being durable, forcing the pace on his opponents, and lighting them up with combinations, a lot of volume, right? So you have a precise striker versus a volume striker. Now, let's talk about key to victory for both these guys, right? We'll start with Conor McGregor, because the biggest thing for him is key to victory one is that he has to get used to getting hit in the face again. Now, I know that might sound weird, but for an athlete, when you take time off the sport, you take time off competition, getting hit in the face is something you have to get used to. Getting boom, blast in the nose, something swells up. Granted, you get that in training, but training and fighting are two different things. I can tell you that right now. He's got to make sure, but when he gets in there, that he takes it all in. He gets hit in the face. He's like, okay, I've been here before. He's got to knock off that ring rust.
Echoing that exact sentiment, the former middleweight title holder is heavily backing the Hawaiian, isolating continuous championship tier repetitions as the ultimate deciding factor. While he doesn't doubt the sheer grit or gym dedication of the returning star, he argues that absolutely nothing mimics the razor-sharp reflexes forged in actual elite-level firefights, ultimately forecasting a decisive victory for the active veteran over the man returning from a half-decade absence.
It's hard to say. Like, I'm going to be backing Max because I like him, but I think he gets it done. He's been battle tested a lot. He's been in the game. He's had these 5-round fights. He's had to grind through it. I think getting comfortable outside of fighting and being away from it so long is really going to impact, Conor. Especially a guy like, I feel like his superpower when he was coming in, obviously his swagger and his ability and striking power and prowess is undeniable, but I think he was hungry. He had a real starved look in his eye when he was tearing through people. And I feel that was a superpower that disappeared when he made $100 million.
Putting a bow on the professional breakdowns, the Rising Scouse sensation mirrors the consensus that the initial 2 rounds are absolute do-or-die territory for the former champion. Should the bout extend into deep waters, the Liverpudlian completely expects the Hawaiian's mythical granite chin, infinite cardio, and suffocating output to entirely hijack the momentum and drown the returning superstar.
This is just another fight to me. You know what I mean? I'm back in Vegas fighting again. It's just a lot less pressure this time because all the pressure's on Conor. You know what I mean? He's got more media than anyone, and I've normally got the most media. So yeah, it's just another fight, and you never know. I think if Conor wins, it'll have to be in the first 2 rounds. If it goes past there, Max will probably take over.
The stage is officially constructed for one of the most monumentally anticipated second chapters in the history of mixed martial arts. Will the sport's most famous face author the ultimate Cinderella return story? Or will the beloved Hawaiian officially close the book on a rivalry that began over 10 years ago? Drop your precise predictions down below. And if you found value in this breakdown, be sure to smash the like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell for unparalleled cage analysis and immediate combat sports updates.